Hello guys, and welcome back to getting f***ed in the ass by the police. Alright, well the last episode we had the drift car motor going. Now what I've done in between that is I've dropped the motor in. Don't worry, it's not the last time I'm going to film that. It's just a mock-up because everything's got to come out and we paint the firewall. Now the reason I've done that today, I've got a bunch of bends and straight from Ben Brothers. We're making a dump pipe first thing, and then I'm going to start mocking up radiator, intercooler. We're going to make all the brackets, because basically before we paint all this, we need to make sure all the brackets and that are mounted for lights, any coolers, any extra things for the bumper to hook onto. So then when we paint it, we don't have to go and add extra welds and stuff. What have you done? That's good. This is a radiator. Josh! Alrighty, I've got a radiator. Now this one's a Koyo. I got it from Adrad. Now Adrad, shh. Koyo radiator, got it from Adrad. These are just an off-the-shelf product. A lot of the drift guys use them. Now I kind of fucked up. With the 180s, this bar's normally a lot more forward. We pushed it back because we're not using the headlights, but by pushing it back means that it doesn't really fit. So I'm gonna come just in front of that bar there and sink it down a bit. Voila, pretty damn good. So I'm gonna get Mitch onto that. Basically build a bracket down the bottom here, weld it to that rail, happy days. That's sick, Mitchell.
Looks so sick, eh?
All right, you may notice everything changed. I just mentioned that we were gonna put the radiator like slotted in like that, but brainwave, we pushed it back, which means we've made room for intercooler now. There's room for fans still there, and we've actually come off the bottom of this caster brace, I don't know. So it just works much better, doesn't it?
Looks way better.
Way better. Intercooler, this one is actually out of the 80 series. So from the design from Adrad, I asked them to basically do the exact same design. So we've ripped the one out of the 80 to mock this up, but we'll have a new one coming. So top one's pretty simple, a couple of bolts into this rail. We just need to make a bottom bar, which we've got some tube, 35 mil, bang across the bottom, a few tacks, and then a couple of alley mounts there. And bloody, is Bob your uncle or what?
Well, will be my uncle. This is quite fabulous.
Should they subscribe, Mitchell?
Make sure to smash that subscribe button. 500,000.
We're going for 500,000 this year.
500,000 by the end of this year.
Woo!
Righto guys, Sammy's finished off the welding on the front end. Adrad sent us yet again another custom intercooler. It's the exact same one that we put in the 80 series. So he's welded on some brackets and we got that mounted in there as well. We've also thrown in the power steer cooler and we've thrown in the gearbox cooler as well. So this is all solid mounted. So now I'm gonna pull everything back off, pull off the bar work, pull out the motor, send all the bar work away to get painted, and we're gonna paint the engine bay as well.
Well, the engine bay is looking absolutely schmicko. We've put a new lick of paint on it now. We haven't gone to town. It's not a show car. It still is a drift car. So it was just a can job, but it's sort of taken the eye off it and tidied it up a bit. Now, it's time to put the motor back in for good now. I've gone and got myself some mounts from Tough Mounts. These are the same ones I put on the 80 series. And if you remember when we started this build, I pulled an old engine mount out and it completely disintegrated. So this design is like a bolt shackle design, so it can't come undone. And it's a lot better for these sort of applications, especially in a race car, drifting car. So let's throw the motor in. I've started adding some racework stuff, hard lines down the back here. I'll show you. I've gone for a hard line adapter here and then put in one of their filters. And then above here somewhere will be the regulator, which can all be done once the engine's in there. So that's the stuff that's hard to reach. That's mounted, just waiting on a fitting to finish that little bit of hose there, and then it'll be all sweet to go. So let's get the engine in, and that'll be job done. All right guys, it's show time again. The 4Drive shows are back and it's kicking off with Brisbane, the hometown. So the Brisbane National 4x4 show is happening on the 17th till the 19th of March. So I'm gonna be there with the Patrol and the 80 series. Make sure you grab your tickets online because last year it sold out, I'm pretty sure. So to secure a spot to go, jump online, grab tickets. I do have a discount code BNB if you want to save. I think it's like 15%, which is pretty sweet. Grab yourself some tickets for the day you want to come check it out, come say good day, grab some merch. Oh, I think the Deleca might be there too as well. We're gonna have the budget build stand set up. So if you didn't grab some budget build merch from the last season, I think we're doing some leftover stock as well if you want to grab some of that too. So we'll see you there, Brisbane. National show, 17th of March. Alrighty guys, as you can see, a ton has been done on the car over the last few days or weeks. Now, if you're wondering why I'm in moon boots, go back and watch the last week's episode. But what we've done is put the front end on. The guys at Mixed Image Customs did the sick paint job. They're the same guys that did my rocker covers, and they've matched the same Fleck purple paint job on the bar work. I think it's really trick and it really suits that kind of drift car style. So what I want to do now is get the wiring harness back on, basically get that through the firewall and do a heap of wiring, fuse boxes, mount the battery in that in the passenger footwell so we can start running power to all this stuff. And there's a few different things to finish off: intercooler piping, heap of clamps. I got some Raceworks silicon bends and T-clamps as well to hook up all the air lines in that. And then we're looking pretty close. So it's just throwing all the new stuff on, getting it closer to firing the thing up, hopefully in this episode. Get back to work. Alrighty, so I've gone and put all the Haltech stuff in. Now, if you missed the 80 episode, the Haltech is basically, it's a system you can get on a laptop, really easy to tune. Just you set a base map and then you pretty much can dial anything after that. You can do it yourself, set throttle position sensor, boost, everything off a laptop, which is sweet. So we got that in. Today we got some extra visitors. I mean, Mitch is back in and out. And then we got Cody from Sick Puppy. And I believe James is coming in too later as well. So because I'm still crippled with my moon boots, we're gonna try and knock off a few little things on the list on the car today. So coolers, get them plumbed up, finish the wiring inside, hopefully get a battery in there, maybe get some power into the thing. And then we've also got some suspension parts, which I'll get to in a sec, but I'm replacing all the arms and the shocks as well to make this thing ride better. So let's hook into it. It's on the hoist, get some parts out, boxes into the car.
Dude, I'm getting molested.
Get out of it!
I just thought I'd grab something big to look like I was doing something important.
These guys are having shoot 'em ups behind me. Anyway, I've gone to the shotgun mic, so it might sound a bit different because there's 2 people here today. So GK Tech, we've got a bunch of new suspension parts because the old ones are getting a bit thrashed out. These are, I don't even know what they are. These are rod number 1. We've also got rod number 2 here. That's for a different part. I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of stuff for the rear here, like tie rods, caster, camber, toe. These might be the toe rods. We've also got some stuff for the front. Oh, these look like steering knuckles, so it gives you a bit more steering angle because the tie comes in here like that. So we're pretty much gonna find out where this matches up on all the stuff in the car, replace them. Oh no, this is a steering one. See, this is the first time I've opened all this, I don't know, but. Why are you attacking everyone?
Margaret, help me.
That's an idea for a build. A rattle gun car straight to the diff.
SP drift car.
SP drift car.
Oh, you could just simplify it. You just put the socket straight on there and only drive forward.
So you definitely use Newlan's 4-drive marine multi-purpose lithium complex grease for putting on silicon bends.
Sorry,
right?
I should have gone and got the Newlon
Silicon.
2-wheel drive drift complex multi-purpose lithium grease.
Thanks,
Newlon.
Newlon.
Thanks, Newlon.
That's your saying, eh? Every time.
Slip on and I'll go.
It works. So we're trying to line up
Ready?
from there to there.
Oh, thanks, Newlon.
Thanks, Newlon. Alright, so we got all of the suspension in, so now I'm just wiring up this cooler and stuff. Cody's whacked in the oil, I'd say filter housing, which has external, I don't know if you can see them there, external fittings somewhere that can let us run these Dash 10 Raceworks fittings back to this cooler. So I've made one hose here, there's one more to go. You can definitely run a fan on that. The biggest thing with E85 especially, thinning out oil and it gets hot, so I want to track, you want to make sure your oil temps are nice and cool. So definitely run an external cooler, and we've got another one over there for the power steering as well. So looks good, eh?
It looks really good.
Oh, everyone's gonna ask, where's Sick Puppy 4x4?
That's gonna be the top comment.
I know.
Everyone's gonna ask that.
Cody has his own channel, Sick Puppy Cody.
Sick Puppy Cody or Fence Pass.
What have you been up to the last year?
Fence Post Rusty Goats it's called. Last year's been pretty hectic. I've built an off-grid home just to save money and buy our own home. We bought our own home, and then yeah, now I'm starting to get into like the revive and drive sort of shit. So
You told me about 3 new cars you bought.
oh, you can't tell anyone.
We know one of them, the El Camino.
The El Camino.
Oh, I thought I was going to the tree.
And there's a couple more coming. Yeah, it's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Gives me goosebumps.
He showed me and I was like, dude, how do you find this? It is absolutely crazy. Nothing you'd find down here, but he's up towards Townsville way, so you get the special finds, the barn finds up there, so stay tuned on his channel. Anyway, let's get these hoses in, and I'm waiting on a couple more parts, and then hopefully start it. Maybe this episode, maybe next. We'll see how we go. All right, we're looking very good with the 180 now. We've finished off all the hosing and piping and it's almost ready to fire up. Now, obviously before we start it up, we make sure it's got the fluids in there. So I've put in some Newlan's 1550. This is a fully synthetic track street performance oil. It's got track high performance written on the bottle, so it must be the right kind of stuff. Well, it's pretty much time to fire this thing up and see if it runs, eh? I'm just joking. You're gonna have to wait till next week's episode.